Hello guys and welcome back to another episode of Minecraft. We finished up in the last episode down there in the mines. We got a decent haul of diamonds here. Some iron, a little bit of lapis, found two golden apples, we got some gold, and a little bit of copper. After getting back up to the surface here, I went ahead and I went and grabbed some resources, went and made a small little sugarcane farm here, got some of the vines and bamboo from the jungle over there, small little birch farm going here, went and got a few spruce saplings and now have a few trees growing, made a small little farm a little closer over than the potato farm we had going down there. Went ahead and got us some sheep going here. I did breed them once. I do not know what happened to the baby. I think it may have been in that block there. And then when it grew up, it probably suffocated in the block. That's my best guess there. Not too sure. I had that open there just so if the sheep ate all the grass, there'd still be a spot they wouldn't be able to get. So it would grow down there. I did end up putting that stone slab there to try and prevent that in the future. There's a couple cows over this direction here that I went and dug themselves a little hole in. I do not know what happened to them. I will have to look into that here. That's the first I've seen that. It's almost like a Cyclops cow there. He didn't like that one. Other than that, there wasn't too much. I went ahead and took a little bit of liberty with exploring, and right on the other side of the jungle over there is a village. And I went over and got a librarian, I believe they are, that has a mending trade on him. So now, whenever we get some good tools going, we can go purchase some mending and add it to the tools.
Huh? Huh. Huh.
The only other thing I did is right over here and started a starter house. I wasn't too sure what I was going to do with it. I ended up just kind of looking at some architecture online, looking for a style that would match what I wanted to do in the future on some of the builds that I have in mind. Well, I say some, but really just the one as of right now. I figured once I get this going, because I need a place to, start doing some of the other things, like maybe an enchanting setup and stuff like that. So I just kind of threw this together. Took a little bit longer than I originally anticipated, but that's mostly because I did not have nearly enough supplies when I was actually building it and had to go down a couple times and get more. Uh, I wouldn't say it's the best work I've done, but it's not the worst. Of course, it's probably the roofs that are the worst. I think looking at it here, maybe putting some stairs underneath going up would tie that in a little bit. I see a little bit of the andesite sticking out up there that could probably get fixed and make it a little bit better. But overall, I am pretty satisfied with it. coming in here, you got your doors here. I gotta replace the stairs here. I did not like what I originally had up there. And it opens up here a little bit. I started doing a little bit of wallage, trying to think of how I might want to set this up. I'm thinking a nice little, open area. Maybe move this wall over and have a stairwell that comes up. I'm thinking about a kitchen back over here with the fireplace going. And then upstairs, there isn't really much in the way of anything to show up here. I'm thinking about maybe doing kind of like a library or study type thing here where, could have the books along the wall and an enchanting table. And speaking of that, the only downfall is this is even, so it would not be able to be centered. But I believe they changed the way enchanting works. I might have to look at that and figure out exactly what that is. I don't think you need the 3 by 3 by 3 by 2 around the table anymore, but I'm not 100% certain on that. And then I kind of figure have a wall coming around here and then maybe do like a bedroom style thing up here. I'm not too sure how I'm going to do that. I gotta finish some of the ceiling bits here. I think I'm gonna leave just straight roof here, or I might put some stairs along and then bring across with a half slab. That might work. We'll see. Who knows what I'll come up with in that time. I changed a few designs. It took me a little bit to figure out how I wanted to do the walls. I would definitely wanted a older feel to this. I kind of went with I think it's the English Gothic kind of architecture influence here. And then I just, kind of add my own twist to it because I am horrible at doing such a thing here. But overall, it really comes together, I think, pretty well. I got to do a little bit of terraforming here, of course, and, build it back in. Uh, Maybe figure out a little basement design to do, and maybe add some kind of, maybe a small potato farm, or maybe see about an automatic chicken farm there, so I can have a supply of feathers and food, since I will probably be staying in this area for a little while in terms of, passive farming on different items until I get properly geared up here and start working on the build up here, which it will definitely take a while. I have a theme in mind. I the, the build that I'm gonna do is similar to one I did a long time ago in one of my Bedrock worlds. That Bedrock world actually was from around the time that the legacy version of Minecraft came out on the 360, and I had that world forever. You can definitely see over time in that world how my build style and things have changed, and towards the end, I started a pretty massive build that I got the shell of kind of done, at least the front and kind of sides. It's not nearly as big as what I want to do with this one. I want to definitely use a lot of the real estate that I have after I will flatten this. So it's probably going down a little lower than that, probably. So like down to here, and it will go all the way around on this mountain. I think that would, look pretty good. Bring it out this way. Kind of follow this ravine here. I will build this across with regular land, so it's not just a giant hole in the ground there. But I'm just trying to think of it the exact way that I'm going to follow this entire thing. It might be easier to visualize that when we actually level it out, but definitely keeping in mind different styles of what I wanted to do, and then looking back at what I built, incorporate that kind of style to it. Like, this back needs a little bit of work, some windows and stuff. I've got to figure out how I want to do terrain around it. I think I'm gonna kind of follow this and bring it down in the back here a little bit, but leave it still come up along the side there, as if that was built into almost. So I can have a little pathway that comes up and around that will go up to this level. But I might instead bring the path that follows the hill itself. I'm not entirely sure how I want to do that yet. Plus, I gotta figure out some other, unique buildings to place around. Um, Maybe do some kind of town hall area and stuff like that. I want to try to start making a little bit of a town with this as well. But one thing I want to do with this massive build up here is incorporate a lot of different types of farms. I'm not entirely sure how I can incorporate them all that I would like, because they are, kind of conflicting. I would definitely like to make a passive mob farm, and what I mean by that isn't like passive mobs, but it's just a spawner platform where the mobs will spawn up there and then they will drop down, get killed, and then collect drops. Because I hope to stay relatively in this area a decent amount, and the build is going to go up, so I could do quite a few layers of that, which also does mean I have to do a lot of caving down here. Let me see if I can sleep real fast and get this back to daytime here. So yeah, I do like the campfires here, especially for, chimneys. It adds a little more ambience into your worlds. And like I said, that's one reason I really like Distant Horizons, because, it actually feels like a proper living, breathing world. The only thing I don't like is I wish you could adjust how much the smoke would come up. So that's 3 wide. I do have 3 campfires in there. I wish I could do on like one side where it's a lower, the middle is higher, and maybe the other side in between the two. So like it would kind of go with density almost. And I kind of wish that would flow, like, the clouds, even base game Minecraft clouds, they actually move. If this would kind of like flow with them, so these ones are flowing in that direction, which would be, let's see here, west. So I wish that would kind of flow a little more west, and you'd be able to, feel like there's a bit of a breeze going on, as you can kind of imagine with the clouds and such. But to each their own. That's not what they did. This is what we get, and we will suffer with it. I think the next thing I'm going to do here is take some of the sugarcane I harvested, make a couple books, maybe make a few bookshelves, go ahead and make some diamond tools, and we will see if we can get anything good going. So we need 3 for a pick, 3 for an axe, 1 for a shovel, 2 for a sword, and I think we will be good there. Let's grab the sugar cane, and excuse these chests, they are not organized. I kind of just threw stuff together for now, as I don't plan on them staying here. Let's go ahead and make the tools here. So we'll make a diamond axe, a diamond pick, a diamond shovel, and a diamond sword. Should probably make a diamond hoe too, come to think of it. But we will just turn our sugarcane into paper here, which will be nowhere near enough for our bookshelves, but it's a start. Let's see here, where did I grab the leather? Yes, we converted it. I need logs to make planks. That's what I need to do here. And we will put some across. And we got 6, which, I mean, is horrible. But one thing we will go do real fast is go see if we can find a lava pool. And we will get some obsidian so we can make ourselves an enchanting table. So I will be right back. And while I'm down here looking for some lava, I found some interesting blocks here. I've seen them in some videos before, but I do not know what they are exactly. All I know is the videos I have seen, people were kind of skeptical to go in there, so I think I am going to leave that for now, and I'm going to go look for some lava elsewhere. Alright, back up here at the surface. We've got enough obsidian to make a enchanting table. Is it 2 diamonds in a book, or 2 books in a diamond? I hope it's just that way. Okay. And I also got enough to make another portal for in the future here. Hopefully we get somewhere, or hopefully we can get in there before too long. That way we can maybe get some quartz to build with. I'm not sure what quartz looks like in the shader pack. We might make a nice floor up here. I could be wrong. Let's go bring this down. And let's see what I can come up with here for the best place to put this. I'm thinking definitely second floor. I think maybe I should have looked up the enchanting mechanics before I came back here. Let me do a quick search here. I did fix the Cyclops cows over there. It was just one of the resource packs was in the wrong order. Very simple fix, no big deal. I think there was something else I fixed real fast, but everything seems to be back on track. Let's go ahead while I look this up. So I think we need 15, so we'll need a few more bookshelves there. I think the original setup still works. I think they may have just changed it where you can have it any different layout and it will still work. So I think I might just stick with that. It would be nice though if you could just change, because I can't really put a wall here and make that look weird. Putting this off center would look pretty weird too. Let me see what this side's like. It might be better over here if I instead maybe end up doing a double bed ordeal over here. And then we can do the bookshelves. I think I'm going to bring a wall out here. Do a little landing here. Do I have... I used all of that. Do I have any more wood down here? One piece. Perfect. Let me see. So, wall. Maybe I could do it that way. It gives the illusion of the extra room there. But in reality, so we could bring this over, do another kind of room maybe over here. Have the wall come straight down. Do I have more blocks in here? There's a few. Let's see. Let's just give a quick rough and dirty outline. So that would be what I'm working with. If I do that, I will build that in like that most likely. Um, if I do, I wonder how close they have to be. That's the part I do not know if it's changed. I think it has to be. Let's just go with. Let's just try going with that for now. So that'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Don't know. Time will tell. I do not have enough leather yet to confirm any of that. But we should be decent enough. Now, what is the recipe for making a barrel? 4 blocks and half slabs. Let's go take care of the unwanted guest here. Let's go grab a couple logs here. We'll make a quick barrel and see if we can incorporate that into the room to be able to hold lapis. I believe they actually added blocks in which you can actually put your own books or enchanted books onto now. Let's see. I think I need that clicked. What is that? Oh, show craftable. I don't see it. I could have sworn they added. Well, I think there's also what, shelves? I wish they would refine that recipe system just a tad bit. I remember back on the 360, you didn't even have, a crafting interface like this. It was a whole bar crossed, and you just cycled through it to be able to craft whatever and show you what you needed. Sometimes I wish that was still a thing, but I mean, the system isn't horrible. I do like having JEI, but I am not going to add that into this, at least not right now. I feel like that's pushing it a little bit there. Let's go ahead and grab a few things from up here. Some lapis and we can take down. Go ahead and turn these into some planks. We will go ahead and make a barrel here. And we will do another small setup here. I'm really hoping these bookshelves will end up working in the manner in which I have set up here, because I feel like that's not supposed to be like that. Let's go ahead and fix that. There we go. I guess this part's a little bit awkward, but what if we instead, I guess, maybe try it that way? Because then we can bring that there. I'm going to go ahead and throw some cobble in here. And then we can get some stone brick going there. Let's see here. I believe that goes to the outside. Yes, so that must stay where it is. And then this is the floor slash ceiling, so we can't really go into it at all. Maybe for the, maybe just for right now, I'll leave that there. Efficiency 2, so we're up to a level 12. So I guess the best Next thing to do is going to be just getting some leather gathered up here and finishing out this enchanting area, and I will have to do some brainstorming on how to do the interior. I've definitely improved my skills with exterior building. Interior still has a lot of work to do, uh, but for now, I will leave you guys there. I will gather some more supplies, get that leather going, maybe get the rest of our bookshelves, and in the next episode, we will work on doing some interior design. Hope you guys liked it. Hope you all have a good one, and goodbye.